ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. हरि ओम विवेकाजी.
हरि ओम sir.
हरि ओम. So, yes, we can start discussions. Whosoever wants to start the topic, it's fine.
So, I have I started reading again Vivekachudhamani.
Okay.
So, I am out of that one thing which is which I want an answer to, that it talks about a human birth, how difficult or is human birth, which is the first stage of getting moksha. The first thing is that you need to have a human birth, that you have various things. Now, one of the major thing in this journey is a guru, finding a guru. But how it is that like even if you have a mumukshutva, you have a shraddha on scriptures, you have everything, but how do you find a guru? Because it also says that without guru, this journey cannot be done forward, or you will not be able to go forward. So it becomes a kind of I would say it is a bottleneck or a hurdle, because how do you find a guru? And it also talks about that guru has to have certain qualities, then only you will find he will be able to take you to the moksha.
Absolutely. So yeah, so the question, okay, understood. You finished the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So if we take the example of a power plant where power is produced, electricity is produced, whether it is hydel electricity or nuclear based electricity or whatever, coal based, whichever power plant. So finally power is produced at a particular place which is of a different intensity, and when it has to reach us, the way it can reach us is through a transformer which can reduce the voltage and give it to the consumer at the level it can be consumed. So if we compare Shruti Mata to the power plant, which is the potent resource, and us to be the consumer, the mumukshu to be the consumer, we need this transformer in between to moderate and give it at a level where it can be consumed. So this is just a practical issue. That is one way of appreciating it. Same thing comes into, for example, optical fiber, that is used in communication. And for example, if we get some cable TV, or you can let us understand some kind of a digital TV also. So when it comes, okay, the signals come up to a particular place. Even there also things are moderated, and there are certain equipments which can create the bridge between that technology and how we want to consume it when it comes to consumers level. So basically, when it comes to a consumers level, certain things have to be moderated and given as per the calibration of the consumer's instrument. This way, I think we can objectify things very nicely. So we will see ourselves as a receiver now. So, according to our, uh, you know, uh, structure of the equipment, we need to get the knowledge in that way appropriately. So, since this is a exercise by mind, basically this is exercise by mind only. Self is in any case not entangled anywhere. It is seemingly as though mind has to be given this knowledge, and mind has a certain capacity. So there can be different bandwidth, and we call Mahamati. Some persons can have very high intelligence as well as manas, both the strength, and some may have a different bandwidth. But certainly, probably even the lowest bandwidth in human birth would be much better than any other being. So the lowest level of IQ of human being would be still higher than any other being.
Sir, I have 2-3 things and a slight of confusion also. Now, if you spoke about power plant, and so what we do in power plant is that we create an infrastructure. We create where exactly the power can be produced. If it's a hydroelectric, we go to a place where there is a hydroelectric. Then we create an infrastructure before we start producing the electricity, because electricity.
Understood.
So in this pursuit, what is and I will be a little bit more this thing. What happens is, and I will be very open in this. What happens is that, like when I talk about myself, I am finding that I am trying to be on this journey, but I am into more of a daily routines of human life, despite of maybe wanting to go in this path, not finding any answers to go on this path, and life is pulling me back into the daily ruts of what I am doing, and it looks like that I have reached to a situation where not finding any answers, not finding any way, and it is creating more dissatisfaction rather than peace in mind. So it creates a little bit of unrest inside me, that I want to go in this path, but somehow not being able to. One is attachments is not allowing me to go into this path. I am not able to detach myself. Somebody then trying to see if I can find a guru. I am not finding a guru. Even everybody tells me that others also tell me that it will happen on its time automatically. There will be a stage when you will get somebody, but by searching him here and there, you will not get anything.
Okay.
So don't search. So it is creating a lot of unrest inside.
Understand. I think it's wonderful that you are articulating it. I think this itself is a grace, I would say. You're so clear. So for someone to say that I'm not able to come out of bondage is the first step. It's a recognition. It's a matured recognition. So you don't have to feel wrong or whatever about it. It is absolutely fine. And I think Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita very clearly that obviously adhikaratva is spoken about there as well. Unless a person has adhikaratva, he gives a certain list of values. They go this way: amanitvam, adampitvam, ahimsa, kshanti, arjavam, acharyopasanam, shaucham, स्थैर्यम, आत्मविनिग्रह, इंद्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम, अनहंकार एवच, जन्म मृत्यु जराव्याधि दुःखदोष अनुदर्शनम, अशक्तिः अनभिश्वांगः पुत्रदार गृहादिषु, नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम्, इष्टानिष्ट उपपट्टिषु, मयि च अनन्ययोगेन भक्तिरभ्यभिचारिणि, विविक्तदेशसेवित्वम्, आरतिर्जनसांसदि, अध्यात्मज्ञाननित्यत्वं, तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम्, एतज्ज्ञानमिति प्रोक्तमज्ञानं यदतोऽन्यथा. So when Arjuna asks Krishna, what are the values I need to follow? What are the jnanam he uses? Jnanam means basically not the ultimate jnana. In the sense he asks, what is that he needs to get as necessary qualifications to be able to crack this, to be able to get this full knowledge, complete knowledge. So that's where in that context Krishna lists those 20 values. That includes one of the things which is asaktihi. And asaktihi is absence of clinging to things. So this is one thing. Obviously absence of clinging to material world. And vivikta desa sevitvam is the ability to be alone. Of course be happy as well. So both these, I think they're complementing, right? Asakti is absence of the desire to be clinging to anything for that matter or anyone for that matter. And Vivikta Desa Sevitvam is the ability to be able to live alone, be alone with oneself, even if it is in a different room or even if it is within 1 feet also, but the ability should be there to be with oneself alone. That's one. And similarly, obviously, some of this bondage, like, a little bit of gap between the family and oneself. So these qualities, whether a person is a physical sannyasi or not, in terms of ashrama change, going to a secluded place or not, that mental seclusion is much more important than even a physical seclusion. Physical seclusion definitely helps even more that particular state. That's the reason it is easy actually. But others also are not going to disturb a person who's in the sannyasi robes. And of course, normally they are a little bit away so that they are out of these normal disturbances. So Krishna has identified all these things. Of course, it starts with Mano Nigraha also. It also comes in between. Atma Vinigraha is that only. Arjavam is thought, deed and action just to be on the same line. So that is what is speaking truth. So all that comes in that actually. So these values are very important. At the same time, he also says that until the time that these values have matured and vairagya is potent, until the time vairagya is potent to a level that the person's mokshitvam is supported by their vairagya. Okay, it can be, vairagya can be a byproduct of mokshitvam or mokshitvam can be a byproduct of vairagya, one of this. Okay, but they are very closely related. So unless that happens, obviously a person should continue in karma yoga or bhakti yoga. Jnana yoga is not appropriate for them for a length of time until the time they will be getting into this particular thing. So in such cases where the connect is not getting quickly established, the best way to avoid a status of frustration is to just focus on what one wants to do in the material world and do it with dharma. That's all. But dharma definitely has to be included because even in transactions, if we do not want to have certain quality of level, then Chitta Shuddhi will be a far cry. It will be a far cry. Mumukshutva, we will be nowhere near it actually. So there has to be a difference between a person who is just into transactionary world, who doesn't care about any level of dharma during those transactions, and a person who has at least understood that there is something more to be known, though they are not yet there to digest that because of bondage only. It is because of bondage only, but their bondage is relatively little weaker than the first person whom I mentioned. I mean, the first person would even want to go in the adharmic way to achieve his material goals, but the second person is someone who wants to follow dharma while pursuing ardha and kama. And moksha, he knows that yes, he is doing this for chitta shuddhi. Moksha he can pursue when he is ready. So this Krishna says very clearly. This is why when you see the initial chapters, Lord Krishna would be talking about karma yoga, and he prescribes karma yoga only to Arjuna, because when the entire menu is given to him, Arjuna keeps asking, is this right, is this wrong? I mean, he says, shall I leave everything, shall I come for sannyasa? That looks to be a little shortcut. He asks all these things actually, but Krishna, being someone who knows what Arjuna is undergoing and which status he is in, he kind of analyzes what is his mental state and what is his level of preparation. So he prescribes only karma yoga to him, because he was perhaps yet to get the chitta shuddhi to be able to assimilate knowledge. But while giving knowledge, since it was Krishna giving knowledge to Arjuna, obviously there would have been some level where he would have been able to appreciate all those concepts being given, the way we have also gone through these concepts. So he would have thought that Arjuna still will have the perspectives, and these perspectives will eventually materialize when he would also he would also have graduated in the level of chitta shuddhi as well. So it was like an asset given to him, which he could use at the time when things were ready. For example, we can have a enriched uranium with us. Nuclear plant may not be ready, but when nuclear plant is ready, the enriched uranium can be used. So when Krishna gave him, he gave him the enriched uranium also, and also he gave the technology to construct the plant. Both he had given. So each of us should just decide that maturity has to be there, and that's it's luck if we are able to get that maturity. If we feel that we are not ready for vichara, basically we are not ready for vichara. If you are not ready for vichara, we should not worry about it. We should just focus on chitta shuddhi. That's it. And that becomes very clear. I mean, we can chuck out a plan saying, fine, next 2 years, next 3 years, or until I retire, I only want to do what is supposed to be done in material world, but with the intention that I should get chitta shuddhi. Point clear. That's it. So this kind of a clarity will then give more energy to the person to pursue things in the material world in the right way, and they will definitely find success materially also, though that's more a byproduct for them, but they will also find material success, and they will find everything good in relationships as well, because the moment a person is happy with himself, automatically everything falls in place. People around him also will be happy. So in short, when this is an assessment we have to do always, that's very important. That self-assessment is very important as to where we are in the journey. If we are in the journey where vichara can wait and vichara can be taken in small dosages, we have to follow that. We have to just listen to us. That's it. And that's a matured way of doing it actually. And what we need to do is, while following, this sadhana chatushtaya applies even in the material world, specifically to a person who wants to graduate as a mumukshu for vichara. So in material world, that becomes a lab actually to apply. You have to just follow sadhana chatushtaya and have shraddha in the Lord that chitta shuddhi will definitely be happening. That's it. There your confusions will end. You have to just stop at a particular place, because we all know, right? For example, even when we eat, I think I give a lot of examples related to eating because probably I like it. When we have sugar cane, the whole sugar cane is given. You want to take it. How do you take it? You have to take piece by piece. No, we are not elephant that we can just fold everything and just put it along with the leaf also. We can't do that. I don't want to have another birth for this, but I wish, given a choice, I would want to just take the kind of avatar of elephant when I just see those bunch of sugar cane stacked up in that market or where they make the juice. Just have one bunch, just see the way it will eat. Just one bunch, maybe it will just stamp on its leg, actually do a bundle. The way these guys, fold it 100 times and then put it into that juice maker. You can also do something like just put it inside, actually. Just, I don't know what happens inside, whether it has got some teeth or to bunch it also inside, I really don't know, but something happens, it just puts it like a container. So if our mind was like that, we would have just took that, I don't know, we would have followed the guru also perhaps. The Shastra would have gone straight away inside if mind was like that, actually. Yes, mind being what it is stuck with many things, many things. This is what Vasana is all about, and we don't need to feel bad about it, actually. It is just there, you have to just handle it, that's all. And the best thing is Shastra gives a way to handle it. That's it. Chitta Shuddhi, how does it come? First thing is Shraddha. In any Ishtadevata, prayer definitely will give Chitta Shuddhi. Apart from that, following all this routine, which is basically related to mind itself directly, that's a step which we take. One way is to passively say, oh God, give me Chitta Shuddhi, which will help me achieve Viveka. That's definitely something in our hand. We can do that. It is also a karma. It's a matured karma, we can definitely do it. At the same time, we have to also understand God can do only as much to give grace, but we can do also much more because we are that mind, at least we take ourselves to be at this point in time. When I am the person who has to be benefited, I am seeking help, I can definitely keep myself also clean by being resolute. I can take a resolve saying, I want to be like this only. I want to get up by this time. I want to do this. I want to do charity. I want to do the things, even if it is office, for example. I will commit what I can do and I will do what I commit. Simple resolution. And I will give benefit to the organization multiple times what I get from the organization. For example, we can always have a 1:10, I'll give benefit to organization. If I don't do, I will not be satisfied. I will thrive, I will strive to achieve that. So these are simple goals we can have in our daily life, which will give Chitta Shuddhi. It will keep giving Chitta Shuddhi. Apart from requesting the Lord to help us, we have to help ourselves, but we are the first person available with us to be able to help ourselves first, actually. Then the other help automatically comes in. Like for a ball to be moved, from inertia, yes, one is to seek help from others saying, fine, I'm stuck. Hello, can you push me? Is one way of doing it. And inside us, if we know that we know how to lift our leg and we know how to get up from the bed, if we know that technology as to how to get up and the limbs are all working fine, it's only the mind that has to support. Just get up, that's all. So Chitta Shuddhi is in our hands, and besides that, we can choose to take help from the totality. The totality just pervades us. It is us as well, that's a different thing. Totality pervades everything. That totality can give instantly when asked. The intensity of asking is very important. So when we have that intensity, first thing what is happening is we have the resolve. That resolve becomes stronger and stronger and stronger when we are asking. Because when we are asking, we are not saying that I will still be kind of lazy, or I will still be passive. I will still feel that मुझे तो गलत काम ही करना है, and still worship Lord, saying that Lord, please help me. Help me in what? Not in pickpocketing, right? Help me in doing some work very nicely. So that's how. So that introspection also will come even when we pray. So in summary, if we know that vichara can be taken in small dosages over years, absolutely no issue. The first thing to be concentrated is Chitta Shuddhi, material life to be led with dharma. That's it. With the idea that Chitta Shuddhi has to happen. Okay, so what is the difference between a normal material life person and a person who's also mumukshu, who probably is kind of keeping vichara part little bit away in the sense that he wants to take it gradually? What is the difference? The difference there is karma phala tyaga. That vairagya is very important. While transacting in the material world, what differentiates a person who's not having any traces of moksha And a person who is having some trace of moksha is that this person exhibits more dosage of vairagya, where he is little bit equanimous to the result. He has that equanimity. That equanimity has to be developed during sadhana. For this, material world certainly helps. And we can use all the bondage, everything, whatever is there in Maya, we can use all that to create this Chitta Shuddhi. So that's the only thing one has to do. Maniji, I hope it's clear.
Yeah, but sir, it is also raising more questions.
No issue. Then that is helping you in Vichara, no? If questions come, Vichara is
So-
helpful.
So the first thing you also spoke that you need to, but like unless everybody is okay, because I have taken almost 30 minutes. So if anybody has,
If someone wants to raise a question, they will put their hand.
or if somebody wants to put a different perspective also,
We can.
because this is a huge challenge with me at this stage.
That's very good you're sharing, Manishji. I think Ashish has put his hand up.
Hello, sir. Sir, actually, I have a question. Ki, like, again, I have a question like this. I did it, wala. So every time this bhav always comes that okay, maine kiya, like I did. So how we can overcome this? Because throughout the life we have been taught that okay, whatever we contribute, we have to sow and all these things. Whereas in this Kenopanishad, there is an example that okay, that is the issue that shows an ego. So how we know that okay, at the back of the mind that we need not to say, but in this like in this corporate life or in this world, if we don't say this, or if we or by default the setting is that okay, it comes automatically. So how to practice that and how to overcome that?
Okay. So that shows that one is in the path of sadhana chatushtaya. That's what it means. The the only answer to that is that one should understand Viveka. Some of these values are very related actually. In fact, I would ask Sonia also to answer this. Sonia, you want to answer this? That will be nice actually, if you want to.
Bhaskar ji, okay, I'll try.
You try and then I will give. You try.
Ji. Like this thing Ashiji said that, in corporate world or in any world rather, even in family or in any setting when we are with humans and fellow humans and, we, if we don't say that I have done this, probably I will not get the credit for my work and, which is important for a promotion or a particular reputation or particular respect in family or whatever. We know that, but as you have already said, that this is the first step probably which a sadhak has taken, because he's realizing that I am doing it, but I am actually not the one who is doing it. Like Ashish has already understood that point, that no, everything is a grace of Lord. If I go to that, everything is a grace of God. Every vibhuti, every achievement, even the breathing we are doing is not I am doing, it is happening because of the karma siddhanta or whatever. It is happening, and I am just a means to do it. For example, even about bringing up a child, we think that I have done it, but the way Ashiji has put it, that I know I have not done it. It is happening. It is the grace of the God, or it is it had to happen. It is just happening. I know it, but to at that particular point, for example, if there are two levels actually. We are talking at two different levels. One is I already know that it is the grace of the God or it's happening, and at the another level where the Maya is happening and I have to achieve something and I have to put it, so I can still put it across objectively in my team. I think that suppose if I want to put it across to my son and tell him that see, parents have to put in an effort, and that's how the child is brought up. And if I want to give that value to the child, while still knowing, while still understanding that these things do happen, objectively, I can put it across to him so that he carries the same thing, that okay, for bringing up the child, these efforts have to be put in, and these efforts have to be put in by me. So I think same applies here also. Like while we are in the office or in a particular setting, and we want to put across that I have projected, I have done this. This is the one which I have done. I can still do it objectively.
Absolutely.
That I know at the back of my mind that, it is all happening, but because I'm at this level, I'm playing. It's like a stage play. If I can consider this is a stage going on and I am a character in it and I'm doing it. So while I'm in the character, I know I'm still a character. I'm not that person.
Super. Brilliant,
So
brilliant,
that's
Sonia.
what.
Thanks for this. Wonderful it was. I think this is the advantage of
Sir.
asking someone to share the perspective. Ambikaji, I'll just come in a minute. I had an original idea of answering, but then this answering was beautiful actually. So in summary, and that's an apt answer as well. So in summary, the main point which I liked about what Sonia mentioned was that she was saying that it is Ishvara Anugraha. All that is happening is because of the totality. So the moment we give up the agency and abide in totality, because it is Ishvara Anugraha, everything that is happening is because of Ishvara only. If that is the, if that attitude comes in, it is a part of sadhana only. Automatically we understand that, that ego part will get diluted in the recognition of Ishvara. So recognition of Ishvara is very important. That is going to help, and I think that was a brilliant answer it was given. And the natural answer which I was starting, and another route was that Viveka is the first thing. In Viveka, we understand and we kind of concluded that Nitya Vastu Ekam, Tad Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. And if a question is put, what do I want? Actually, I want peace, that's a different thing. I want happiness, that's a different thing. But between Nitya Vastu and Anitya Vastu, what I want, I always want Nitya Vastu. That was very clear. To pursue that, I have to do certain things, and the Nitya Vastu takes care of everything. It is everything as well. So that idea was there. So once I have this idea, everything that I see as a part of transactionary world, it becomes Anitya. Straight away, they are all Anitya, and the discussions we do all the time is only about Anitya. Nitya Vastu is hardly even discussed actually. So like an ATM, we just go withdraw some money. So we just say, pray, oh, please help me with this. That's it. So that's a time like it's like an ATM actually we go to. When we suddenly we see loss of cash, we just go and okay, we just want to replenish some cash. That's grace. So that's what we do. So that Viveka part itself indicates as to what we should choose. And in Vairagya, what is there is, we have to keep doing what is supposed to be done. And from an organization's perspective, if there is a policy, for example, there is always a section of self-appraisal which has to be given. And that appraisal will have 5 goals, for example. And in each goal, they would have already given a target saying you should achieve this, where you achieved, why you didn't achieve, or why you achieved. If we have overachieved, we will obviously say fine, if A plus or 5 is the category, we'll say I am 5. Obviously, we'll not put 6. We'll put 5 if 5 is the topmost. At this time, if we feel that, oh, I am also a spiritual person, as per Sadhana Chatushtaya, I should be able to give Karma Palatyaga. Do I claim 5 or not? If I have done 5. Point is very simple. It says be truthful. If you have achieved 5 and if you believe so, and if the organization is giving you the opportunity to do self-appraisal, just do an honest appraisal. If you feel you are 5, put it as 5 and say why you are doing that 5. But when you are being honest, you are not attached to the result as such. You just want to put across what is fact. If you see it objectively this way, automatically you are detached from the result. So Karma Pala Tyaga is more important than anything else. That attitude that you want to just say what is right, that is more important. That's where sadhana steps in. So the moment we see this as sadhana, as a lab, automatically things fall in place. If I have not done something, if I have not worked on something, for example, goal number 3, I have not worked on it at all. I didn't even start working on it. I will say it is 1, grade 1, because that is the lowest. I'll say it is grade 1, and I'll have the guts to say it is 1 because I am truthful. I spent on other 4 goals so much of time, and first 2 was 5, and last 2 were kind of last one was 3, and 1 was 4. But in 1 I am also saying it is 1 because I myself have not worked on it. So a matured person who's in this path will take it this way and just be objective to the process. Bringing in objectivity is an amazing word, an amazing approach to the spiritual pursuit. I think that's what even Sonia mentioned. Just be objective, give what it is there. Now the second part starts. even if you have given overall 5 based on 2-3 5s which is put in the system, if the management chooses to say, hey, you think it is 5, but from our understanding and from the comparison with others, if I compare with others are equally 5, they are also thinking they should be 7. That way you become 3. If this is the moderation they do, that's the time we are tested. We can have all the ego to say, I did everything 5, but we should be able to take back when others say the feedback saying, no, your appraisal is this, what we see or what I say about your work is this, having compared with others as well. So when we have that maturity, automatically we have graduated, we have matured in the spiritual path. If we do not have the maturity to take that objectively, that becomes a problem. So this maturity to be keeping oneself away from the impact of the results is a real matured choice. Even in material world, forget spiritual world. Even in material world, it only gives us better room to discuss objectively with the boss. For example, if a person is able to have this, display this maturity, he would show everything what he has done, and he would also admit everything what is not done very objectively. And when the other person says 5, he will not be so delighted. He will definitely enjoy. Yes, fine. Oh, that's great. Okay, we have done an organization is, acknowledge this. And if 4 comes back, he will not be dejected. If 3 also comes back, he will think, when I am thinking it is 5, why is that not being seen as 5 from the other person, by the other person? So he will have the leisure to have a nice conversation. He will only ask open questions saying, what makes you feel that this is not this? Why do you say this is like this? Can you help me so that next time I will take care of this? So that would be the objectivity, that will be the leisure, inner leisure that this person will have to be able to handle the situation. So this is the difference actually, this is how it has to be handled. Ashish, does it help?
Yes, sir. This is really helpful.
Sir,
But
sir,
what I am feeling, yes, sir.
Sir, sorry, Ashish, continue, please.
Just a minute, sir. So, what
yeah.
happens? So, see, this I wala ki I did it over ego, we realize later on. But when we are speaking or when we are in a flow, we use this multiple times. Like at a home or whatever transaction. Okay, मैंने कर दिया, मेरा हो गया, मैंने किया था. Yeah, all these bhavs comes, and then later on when we are before sleeping, when we are going through the days, what happens or something, at that time we are realizing. But when we are saying that at the time it's not coming, so how we can develop ourselves that okay, when we are saying that also at the back of the mind, we know that okay, we are just a means, or like Sonia ji said, it is just a stage.
I know.
How to develop that mindset? That's not coming. We are realizing very very late, like at the end of the day, or when we are keeping sitting in the silent, and then only we are realizing.
Agree. You are right actually. I think that leisure is required to be able to appreciate that. I think if we need to have that attitude all the time, I think the simple secret is what Sonia mentioned. All that is happening here, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahmasi, all that is here is that Brahman only. So now, since Brahman is Nirguna, we use Ishvara as the name, who's more actively present in the world and appearing as the laws itself. The entire laws, it's Ishvara only. Dharma is Ishvara only. The moment we understand we are in the hands of that ultimate whom we want to also understand and reach, and it is him who's doing everything, automatically our ego melts down. It melts down. So this is the reason, if you see, whether it is Dvaita or Vishishtadvaita or Advaita, this Bhakti, this Dvaita and Vishishtadvaita, they also have their own beauty. So they definitely have their own beauty to a level that they help in Chitta-Shuddhi. So bringing that Ishvara's grace, by saying that everything is Ishvararpanam, Krishnarpanam, that automatically brings in this one. To a larger extent, I would tell you, literally, I used to do this, not during when I was still in the journey. I had completed this journey, and at that time, I think I already realized, and after that, there was a William Mercer study by Sterlite. I was there at that time, somewhere in 2003, early 2003, I think, or early 2004. They were asking some questions. What will motivate you? So I wrote, I am self-motivated. Something like that. And they said, which work you like and which work you don't like. So I said, I don't dislike anything. I was in a different level actually. And like what kind of compensation will interest you, something like that was there. I said, I don't worry about compensation, I will do what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to receive, I'll get it. So I was in that time, in that frame of mind, and I used to answer all those. And I around the same time, I think in 2004, I was applying for some company. They had given a detailed questionnaire. At that time also, I was answering all questions in this way. Actually, they would have never understood where I was coming from. So literally, I was doing it actually. I want to share it because practically I have thought about it and wrote all these things actually in those feedback as well those days when I crossed this particular stuff actually. So bringing things into action is very important, and that's where I think that Satvika Buddhi is very, very important. To be balanced, that Satvika status only will make us understand that we are in the hands of Ishvara. Ishvara is everything. So we are in the hands of him. There is no issue at all because we are just in that hands only. So that is very helpful, and thanks Sonia for that. Manish, please go ahead.
Sir, I wanted to ask, the world we live in, like when let's connect it to the corporate life.
Yes.
One of the aims of the corporate life is to reduce what, or to show that you have not done what was supposed to be done.
The other coin, if I just pause, to push you towards mumukshutvam. Please continue.
So if you very truly and also understanding with lot of faith and truthfulness, you say 5. The people sitting above you, the aim is that if he writes 5, we have to bring him to 3. So if you are in say actually 5, you will write 7 and try to come to 5 and accept it. So both are happy situation. The board thinks that okay, he was writing 7, we have been able to bring him to 5. The person says that, oh, I knew I was at 5, I got 5. So this is the kind of a corporate scenario. That is one thing. The another thing is that what challenges is that all the surroundings what we live in are the surroundings which, or the things which we need to do are the things which take you away from your path of mumukshutva. The surrounding world is something which is, and then to continue on this path and also follow the rituals of the this world is so contradictory to each other. That is where the frustration will arise. That is where you say, no, I don't want to do this. I want to be truthful. I want to be this. But the surroundings don't allow you to be that straightforward. Correct. Surroundings put lot of challenges on you, and then you accept them at times. That it's because of the God's grace. Okay, or maybe because the path of moksha is not so easy, so God is putting everything, all hurdles in between, and then they give examples. To get this, Ram also had to do this, Krishna also had to do this, Buddha also had to do this, Shankaracharya also had to do this. All gurus have to go through this to achieve moksha.
I know. See, all that you mentioned. Okay. So all that you mentioned is a part of transactional world, and that's what in Vedanta simply the word samsara is used. Samsara is a package of all these things. It's a package of sukha and it's a package of dukkha. Both. Sukha, dukkha, both are there, and we cannot choose sukha alone. That kind of a world is yet to be established. That's where Vedanta takes one to saying that you are Nitya Ananda. That is what it is. If you want sukha, don't look for outside, you are already that. So that is what it wants to say, and because that is the truth, that is why it is saying. It doesn't want to appease someone, that's the reason. It is not a therapy actually that way. It's not a temporary therapy. It is not a placebo. It is truth. That's why Shruti is saying that. But okay, to elevate to that level, definitely transactional points have to be handled. And since Shastra has recognized that samsara is not an easy thing to handle, it is not an easy thing to either leave or pursue. Both ways it is a problem. You pursue, it is a problem. Try to leave, it is a problem. Both ways it is a problem. That's the reason Krishna has to talk about Atma Vidya. And you see what all they talk about. That the 10, 20 values, what I said. Some of them will say. Amanitvam. So manitvam is something, where we keep on boasting, saying that I did this, I did that. It's precisely the first point is that actually. Krishna, I'm sure he never knew this corporate, world and appraisals and exactly what Ashish was asking. I did this, that point. He probably didn't, look at this corporate world, but he knew this is what is going to happen all the time, right? So that is already addressed in our Shastra. He was giving from there only. Amanitvam. He said that, boss, don't keep on saying I did this, I did this. Give up that first. That is one of them. Second thing is Adampitvam. If we do and then claim, that is Manitvam. If we don't even do anything, then we say, boss, Narendra Modi ji is my friend. So without even having any remote link to him, if we say, yeah, by the way, he is my friend only. Yesterday only I met him over tea. So there are some people who say this actually. That is Dampitvam. That is called Dampitvam actually, where you don't even own anything, but you still claim that you do all that, you have all that fame or connections, whatever. So for that also he says, avoid that also. That is Adampitvam. So opposite of Dampitvam is Adampitvam. So Amanitvam, Adampitvam, Ahimsa. Himsa we all know. He says follow Ahimsa. So Arjavam. Arjavam is thought, deed and action. Exactly they have to be matching. So that is speaking truth. So he gives all these things which we encounter on a day-to-day basis. We encounter on a day-to-day basis. So he is able to say in samsara where the problem comes, first thing is I want to own everything. I want to have a score over others because I want a material deal. That's it. I want a better material deal. Point is there actually. So that is where one has to understand. He very nicely says, Janma Mrityu Chara Vyadi Dukkha Dosha Anudarshanam. He says that, boss, baaki sab bhi chhod do. Ek cheez to kam se kam samjho. At least introspect, little bit think about, this Janma, Mrityu, Jara is old age, Vyadhi is disease, all these dukkha. So these dukkha's are also there. Please remember, it is like saying, samsara karna to karo, no problem. But please understand, ye sab dukkha rahega. We can't say that ye sab dukkha nahi hona chahiye. If we want samsara, if we want to pursue samsara, human being, they are given this particular birth, mind, everything fine, but they are given a body which undergoes change. Of course, mind also undergoes change. So body definitely undergoes change. You can delay the degeneration process through yoga, through this, through that, everything. It's all fine. But you cannot deny. That will decay, it will happen. So Krishna says, be mature to that. If we think that post-retirement, 10 years later retirement, we will pursue, he says that, boss, please understand, tab tak to strength nahi rahega. Be practical. So the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Dosha Anudarshanam. He is saying that keep repeatedly understanding that problem. Saying that, boss, time is ticking. So Krishna is very practical when he says what all has to be followed to get Chitta Shuddhi. He is very practical. So that way, Manish ji, the package is samsara is like this, samsara will be like this. The best way to take it is, how do we take it? If my boss is going to give me 3, despite me feeling I am 5, and also rightfully so that really I have delivered and others also recognize it. It is just that my boss doesn't want to recognize this and he wants to do whatever. We have to only understand that this is not done by this guy. This is only a reaction of my karma. Very, very simple. I have done something similar or something different for which I am getting this particular effect. Cause was done by me, effect is coming through him. That's all. The moment we take it, and that effect is Ishvara, cause was also Ishvara. The moment we understand this is Ishvara only coming in the form of dharma to me, you will enjoy, you will sing, boss, 3 de do. Please give, I am very happy. Just imagine now. The moment you understand that my karma only is working, whether it is a sukha, whether it is a dukkha, coming through world to me, it is just my karma. I don't hold others responsible for it. It is my karma. Luckily, in this, in our culture, we have been told that action and reaction, there can be a time gap. The time gap can be Janma. This is the reason it was said, no? Certain rishis, they kind of, Sanahadi people, they one of them commit some mistake, or, someone commits a mistake against them, that person get the sharp, then that has to be rectified. It can be diluted, but not totally undone. So that's the reason Ravana, Kumbhakarna, they had to take Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, they had to take birth. These two were Dwarapalakas. They committed some mistake, got into some kind of shapa, subjected by that. They had to come down to Bhuloka. Those days itself, Bhuloka was found to be hell. Those days itself it looks. So those guys said that, hey Vishnu, we don't want to go away from you. We like to be near you only. We are happy being the Dwarapalaka. We don't want to part ways from you. So these people have given us shapa that we have to be born in earth for 7 janmas. We can't take that. That's not possible. I mean, please do something to reduce this. So then I think Vishnu himself says, or I don't know whether the Sanahadi Muniva, they say that, okay, we can't undo what we did. We can give you some choice. So then the choice is that, I think Vishnu says probably that, okay, you can be away for 7 janmas in Bhuloka, being my bhakta, being my friend, or you can be away for 3 janmas, being my enemy. So now rightfully so, everyone looks at Nitya Vastu, Viveka. So Nitya Vastu is Vishnu. You want to be close. Nitya Vastu is what is sought. So that Nitya Vastu is asking a question: how long you want to be away from me? But being a friend, you want to be away from me for 7 janmas, or you want to be away from me only for 3 janmas, but being an enemy. So the choice, kind of Mumukshu's choice only was that, no boss, 3 janma is fine, though we would be against you, that is okay. But we know that we'll be coming back quickly after 3 janmas. You see the way it is depicted so nicely. Because finally, that Aikya is much more important than anything else, than name and fame. Otherwise, if they were thinking, no, how can I even do Nindana of my Lord, even for a second? I mean, we are here only, how can we do Nindana to you? We can't do that. They could have thought. But what was important for them? If forget all these things, yaar, Bhulok mein to rehna nahi chahiye. Yahan to aa jana chahiye. Aikya, being with Vishnu, is the point. So let us just go tactically. Boss, done. 3 janmas against you. Okay? Done. And that's what happened. And Vishnu was the one who had to come every time to kill these guys and then take, help them get the next birth also. He was the one who had to help them as well that way. So this way, if we understand it is my karma which has made me Ravana, I have to allow myself to be killed by Rama. Simple. And just imagine if Ravana was given this knowledge, saying, boss, you know this background, you are actually his Dwarapalaka, and you just came here, you were dying to go back to him. So die, no. You are dying to go back. No, die. Now that is the chance, that is the point, it has come. Just get killed by this arrow. That's it. Maybe he knew that that's the reason he abducted Sita Mata. Probably. He wanted to be killed by Ravana. That's the reason by Rama, Sri Rama. That's the reason probably he did that. You never know. So once we understand time-wise what is the best way to reach, that way has to be the way. And unfortunately, Vedanta says, time-wise, also, unless Chitta Shuddhi is there, unless Jnana happens, unless you understand Brahman, understand Atma, yourself, and the Aikya between these two, this samsara will not go out. And samsara is dukkhatmaka many a times. And Swami Paramanandaji used to say, it was one of those classes where I went actually. I was not attending continuously because I used to be away from Chennai. My father used to attend. But whenever I went there for a week or 2 weeks, Mondays were the classes. So Monday I used to go and attend. I used to go and see Swamiji and come. So one of those classes I think was Ashtavakara's class probably. So at that time he was saying, no, samsara is dukkhatmaka. Then he paused actually, he said that Ashtavakara is saying that, I am not saying that. Otherwise, like he is sannyasi. So many a times the people will think that, "Hey, aap to sannyasi ho, bhai, aap bata sakte ho. Look at our plight." That will be there, no? So he used to have that empathy. He used to crack jokes all the time. So he used to say, like, he used to pause and say, "That is said by Ashtavakra. I am not saying this." So Manishji, samsara will be like
Yes,
this.
sir.
Precisely, we have to come out of it.
Correct.
Good. I think we had nice discussion actually. Anyone? We have just 4 minutes. Anyone? Abhika ji, I think you wanted to say something. Sorry that I was amidst something at that time. Please go ahead.
No, sir. Sir, actually, at that time, I was trying to give explanation to what Ashish has said.
Please go ahead.
But no, sir, I think now it's complete, sir. What you have told, it was very elaborate and it was more appropriate, sir.
Oh, super. Great. I didn't want you to miss that chance. Superb. This is nice actually. Manishi, you are enjoying this session?
Yeah. Maybe this will give more answers than just reading.
Yes, absolutely. See, this very important actually. That's the reason satsang is very important. Always, in fact, those days people used to meet in person to talk. That will be even more effective. But at least we will use this online option to be connected and dwell in this.
So if we have 3 minutes, one more thing which is there. Can I ask that?
Yeah, please.
Or
Go ahead.
So we always talk about. You also said that we have to get detached. You should be happy in your own presence. Means with you should be happy. You should not need anybody else to make you happy.
Correct.
Okay. Most of the people, if I see who have reached this stage, have moved away from the society and the world. They have done they go on, say they roam around they traveled entire India, they met different people, learned different things, maybe different experiences, but they just went out. Now the other thing which comes to thing is that, say for an example, if I say no, I want to go away, then thing is that you can also be a sannyasi living in a house.
Of course, yes.
No. But if you see most of the people who achieved the sannyas in the real sense, they started their sannyasi's journey by moving away from house. You see Buddha, you see Shankaracharya, you see anybody, they secluded themselves from this world to attain something. And when you feel that you want to seclude yourself from the world to achieve something, the world tells you, no, you can be in this world to achieve. But all examples we give are the people who secluded themselves from the world.
Understand.
So how does...
Understand. See, I think the timeline we have to see actually. See, timeline is very important. So you have to extrapolate different janmas of those people. The moment you add their previous janmas, then you will understand what is happening. So you have to be having that overdosage of adverse material life. It's very important to have that actually. Only when samsara bahut bhari padta hai, that is the time you get mumukshutvam. The rate of mumukshutvam is at that level actually. So it can just be that someone had the maximum material problem from the material world when he was just transiting from one janma to another. When he was having that intense yearning to get liberated comes. Okay, it's just that when the person was born, the person is the same person. He is born with the same attitude, same what you can say, disposition, and same insecure feeling, same mumukshutvam, same skills, everything comes because it's the same person only. He's just getting another body, that's all. Same SIM card, same operator, just another mobile alone. That's all. That's the only change actually from 2G to 3G. By the time he's gone to 2G, number connection remains the same. So everything else continues. So outside world, what they see is different. They see that this person has just started and he went out and he was able to do this. How come he had this kind of a vairagya? It's only because they don't see that his timeline in just before this, he had already reached the pinnacle where he wanted to just cut off from samsara. He understood very well, this is a time pass. I cannot continue on this any longer. I want to jump into sannyasa because I know that that's the only way, that's the best way, and that is I don't want any time pass. So the one who is at this brim, when he is closing one particular account and next account he is continuing, he is getting another birth and then body. That body he wants to use only for that because he has already decided in the previous birth itself. That's the reason he's able to do that. But for a person who's seeing from the other side, saying, okay, now only he's born in 7 years, I don't know why he's saying like this. And some guys, I think even 5 years we have given. 7 years, I think the earliest one we have seen. So Buddhaji still, I think he was out when he was maybe only 30 years or so. At least 20 to 30 somewhere, not earlier. Shankaracharya, 7 years he went out actually. Very clear he was actually. Because he was clear from his earlier overdose of material world. That overdosage of material world, the adverse impact of material world is required. Pleasure normally also will give boredom all the time. If you are like Ambani who has everything, then you cannot make yourself incrementally happy. To make incrementally happy, look at this Tesla guy. To make himself incrementally happy, now he's gone beyond Earth now. He's saying in Mars I'm going to create a colony, I think, somewhere. So he says in another planet I'll create a colony, I'll give this, I'll do that. So now people will already start real estate thoughts about that actually. So in material world, even sukha is a problem. Because beyond a point, you get frustrated because you have everything. That is also there actually. Dukkha definitely will push you. There is no doubt about it. So it depends as to when we see. So the timeline, when we say from Janma to Janma, if you put the timeline properly and erase that happening of one birth to another birth, automatically you will see what is happening in their life. That's it. It's very simple.
Thank you.
Bhaskar is just on a lighter note.
Yeah.
Whenever we see the advertisements, when children achieve something like a CAT exam or IIT or JEE or NEET, we always see the achievers' pictures. And then we listen to the interviews, which they say, I did this, I did that. And then we quote to our children, look at him, he's so successful. Bichara. But we never see the hard work which the particular individual must have put. We never realize that. We never even give a thought, probably just a passing thought, even if that is. But if you see, everybody is seeing the end product. The person has scored first rank or whatever rank.
Yeah.
We don't see the struggle or the things he or she gave up. And it is same, I think, in connection to, the first question which Manishji had, or I think Ashishji had said, that, we see we are seeing the end thing in everything. Even in if I am having these issues, so I'm not getting I'm not able to do it. When we are saying I think Manishji had asked, so there also I was just thinking about it, that if I want to crack, for example, JEE, now I want to crack JEE as well as I want to go partying, I want to spend time with friends, that all is happening simultaneously. I want to have mumukshutva, and simultaneously I am feeling that I am getting pulled by all the attachments or whatever name we want to give to those things. It is happening. The same is happening. I want to crack JEE, but simultaneously what is happening is that I want to go partying, I want to watch movies, I have to give up on something which you were saying that it's adhikaritva. So if I draw a parallel, adhikaritva for IIT or for any entrance exam, as a matter of fact, is you are giving up on certain things.
Yeah, that samadhana.
You are getting it.
Samadhana
has to be there. Similarly, here I am feeling that I have to, but that's a blessing. The moment an individual, a child feels that no, he's got so much of attraction for that particular competitive exam, to crack that competitive exam, it will automatically happen. That's what I feel. The child gives up because something is more interesting or more desirable
Yes.
than this.
Yes.
We listen to those achievers and they say, I gave up on mobile phone, I did not touch it for whatever period and all that. And the same is the addiction for other kids in the same age.
Correct.
The parents are struggling that the children are not able to do it. So same, it is an attachment with the family, with the job, with the achievement, and probably again that's how probably it was so high in Shankaracharya because of the previous hard work that at 7 years he thought, okay, nothing to it, I'm going bye.
Yes.
So sannyastha is again the final achievement.
Yes.
Even and even I don't know if you correct me, Bhaskar. I was just reading, we are talking about the people whom we have been taught in NCRT and in our books, But if we actually see in our Shastras, they are mentioning Lopamudra, they are mentioning Gargi, they are mentioning Maitri. They all were householders, they were wives. And why I'm mentioning women is because, women, God has made them to be more, attached to family and kids and such stuff. And then they have responsibility from their inner self. I have to look after my family. I can't. Buddha could walk away, leaving Rahul and Yashodhara behind. But I don't think Gargi could have walked away, leaving her husband behind. So these are the examples. They were grahastha. They were doing everything as a grahastha, but still they were Brahmavadinis. And we have ample examples. Unfortunately, we have not been told, or we get to know of them as we get more into our Shastras.
I know. On a lighter note, I don't know if Yashodhara ji had walked out, whether Buddha would have remained in the palace. Good that she was inside so that he could be given to the world.
Maitreyi, I think Maitreyi moved with her husband even during sannyas. When he went to 1+3, she moved with him.
Yeah. That example also, I think we should cite. So it will be good. Maybe next time you can bring that example also. That will be very good. We can cite that.
Very good. Thank you, Sonia. Putting a different perspective.
Well, thank you, Manish.
I think this interaction is very interesting actually. Good that we could come to this level actually, quickly finishing all those things so that we can give reference to whatever we have discussed and we can keep discussing. Superb. So we'll chant. Punamada. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Bhaskar. Hari Om all.
Hari Om.